Okay, I've got a couple hours to burn right now. Phoenix Nice by Appio. I want to see if I can solve it. I've got no idea what the heck I'm doing, so let's see if I can do it. This is one of the more recent videos from Cracking the Cryptic, so I'm curious as to how it's going to go. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. Neighboring cells on a red line have a difference of at least 5. Okay, so it's German Whispers. Cells separated by a black dot contain digits in a ratio of 1 to 2. Cells separated by a white dot must contain consecutive digits. Not all possible digits are shown. All possible dots are shown. Okay. Let's go. Fuck, okay. I mean, may as well start by labeling the German Whispers. I don't know whether they're high or low, but I'm just going to label them as something. What do we know? Well, whatever this is, whatever this middle cell is, it can't be any of those. It sees all of them. So if these are all the same, then this must be one of these guys. And then so much these guys, and then so much these. What else do I know? Well, I know the German Whispers are high-low value digits. They're low. They're oh, actually, do these have to be 4 of this different? Okay, so because that you can't have the same digit. Okay, yeah. So these are a knight's move away. So these actually have to be different digits. These all have to be different digits. That can't be red. Because this sees those by the same box and sees those by knight's move. So this is either blue or a 5. I'll mark that as a 0. That it's either that color or a 5. Do I have any others? If these are different, no. This has to be purple, or a 0, or a 5. Oh, it can't be a 5. It can't be a 5. Because if it's a 5, these have to have a ratio of 1 to 2, so it has to be a 10. There's no other number that can multiply to give you a 5. So it has to be purple. Which means this has to either be a 5 or a green. Again, 5 or green by the same metric. This then... Yeah, because this could be one of those two. This sees all of those. And all of those. Which means either a blue or a pink or a 5. A blue or a pink or a 5. I can't split on this, unfortunately, but I want to put a 0 there to remember. And by that same degree, since I haven't used... Oh, I have used different logic because I know that that's... Can that be a 5? It can be the 5. Well, the reds have to go somewhere in here. So if it's this one, then that's gotta be it. Ah! Wait a second. This can't be a red. Because if this is a red, it sees all of those, so it has to be the same as this one. This still has to be a red. It sees all of those. And this, which are 4 different reds. Which means this has to be a green. And by that same parallel logic, that has to be a red. But that could be a 5. No, because we don't even use that square. Nope, logic still holds. Okay. Which means this is a green. Sorry, which means that's a red. My gosh. No, what's the opposite of green? Opposite of green. No. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that should be a blue. That should be a purple. Right. That's a purple. That's a blue. That's a red. That's a green. We still don't know for a fact whether these are the same as these or whether these are the same as these. Which would be really nice to be able to know. Because it has to either be purple or blue. This has to be. Well, if red is different from green, that means blue is the same as green. And then this can't be a blue, because that's too much. If red... Yeah, so this can't be a blue, which means this could be a purple or a 5. Those are the two options. If it's the same, then it doesn't matter whether it's blue or purple. Because they're going to be the same no matter what. Oh, but then it can't be a purple if they're the same. Okay, which means that it's if they're the same, it has to be a 5. If they're different, then this sees all of them. Yeah, if they're the same, then these must be the same, and this has to be a 5. If these are different, then this cell sees all of those digits, so this is a 5. Which means those are actually those digits. So we can remove that coloring. This could be green. Yeah, it could be one of those two values of green. It's possible. If green is the same as red, we're good. If it's not, if green's different... Oh, wait a second. We have 3 guaranteed greens in here. And 2 reds. If green and reds are the same... Okay, so green and reds are different. Okay, so blues... Let's change greens to be blues. Okay. And let's change these to be reds. Cool. Well, let's change these to be... There we go. Greens and reds. There we go. Okay. One of them's high, one of them's low. We don't know which one, though. That has to be red. Okay. Whew. Getting a rush now. Still don't know which one's high, which one's low. Ah, wait. These are both red. These are both red. Which means they're both either both low or both high. If they're both high, 6 can't be any doubles. So these both have to be low. So either have a 1-2 pair or a 2-4 pair. This has to be consecutive to 1, 2, 4. Be 1, 2, 3. What can these cells be? They see 1, 2, 4, so there has to be a 3 here. It's either 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4, 2. Wait, can this ever be a 2? This would be a 1. This would be 2, 1. This can't be a 2, can it? Oh, man. Because then, if this is a 2, then this has to be a 1, but this has to be a 2. 2, 1, 2 isn't allowed. So we have... Yeah, we don't know what these cells could be, but we know that they both see whatever these cells are. So, is it possible to drop the 1? Yeah, with a 2-4 pair. Is it possible to drop the 2? No, it's either a 1-2 or 2-4. And you can do 1-2 and a 3. So this is 1-2-4, which means okay, we have a 1-2-4. Wait, sorry, one. This can't be a 2 rather. Sorry, 1-3-4. That's neat. This guy. By the same logic, one of these always has to be a 2. So that's 1-3-4. Oh, neither of these guys can be 4 because of German Whispers rules. If this is a 4, then both of these have to be 9, which they can't be. Same applies the other way around, so they have to be 1-3, which means this is a 2-4. Which means this is a 1-2... Wait. I must contain consecutive digits. Yeah, this can't be a 1, can it? Because if this is a 1, this needs to be a, need to be a 2 and 2. So that could be a 1 either. So okay. We're getting closer. This can't be a 4. Okay, little inching progress is being made. Now we have them in 2 distinct groups. This sees both the 1 and the 3, so must be 2-4. Notably, these cells see each other by knight's move, which means if this was a 4, they would have to both be 9s, which means this is a 2. One of those is a 2. Which means something over here is a 2. Okay. Now we're in business. I mean, 7, 8, 9 minimum. One of these needs to be a 9, because we know these are all different from each other, and that can't be a 9 because that would break. Wait, no. Where's the 6 go in here? Can't go there. Yeah, sorry, not 9. 6 is what I'm thinking of. 6 has to go in one of those 2 cells, which means this is also a 7, 8, 9. So 6 has to go there. 7 could go any of these places. This can't be a 4, can it? So if that's a 4, then both these need to be 9s. That has to be a 2. And that has to be a 4, which means that has to be a 3, which means that has to be a 1. Okay. Now we're making real progress here. These are still 1, 2, or unknowns. 1, 3, unknowns rather. Both 7, 8, 9. These are different 7, 8, 9s. But those could be the same. Those could be the same. We don't know. Actually, this means one of those has to be 7, 8, 9. This... Oh, wait a second. These are all those cells. These must be the same. I'm marking with a 0 just to remember that those are the same. And that by extension, those are the same. Interesting. Okay. Now what? 7, 8, 9, these guys are different from these. We need to have all of the greens in this row, so it could be one of these. It has to be one of those 2. One of those 2 is purple, and we know that one of these guys, so yeah. purple is right there. One of those two guys is purple, but we don't know which one. Likewise with blue. So one of those guys has to be blue. We don't know which one. 2. Yeah, we only have 3 of the lower numbers. So one could go up here. One of these has to be a 1. So, because of this, none of those can be it. One of those has to be a 1. Oh, one of those has to be a 1, right? Which means one of these guys has to be a 1. Which is a bit irritating. I'm going to remove these for now because I can figure them out later with no issue. Is this puzzle going to devolve into me needing to use the Fistamafel ring? That'd be fucking cool. You may as well mark that for now because it may as well mark all the colors we already know. I'm just gonna put these back to all greens. Remove that. It's not really doing any good. I can deduce that later again if I need to. That means we do have 1 green down here and 1 green here. So one of these is red, one of them is 5. We don't have red and 5 stacked up in one row. Ah, wait a second. That cell needs to come down here because it sees both of those and all of this. Can't be any of these. So you need to have this cell down here. That's all 4. This is a red and a 5. Those are the same if it's a red. So it's either this or 5. Oh, man. I am stuck, though. I don't see what comes next. How do you vertically differentiate this puzzle? Like, it looks like this puzzle is roughly rotationally symmetric, right? Can I actually use it to my advantage? Because this puzzle is exactly rotationally symmetric. This puzzle has a single solution, which means the puzzle must be rotationally symmetric under some reflection rule. Oh, because the reflection rule is that 1 correlates to 9, 6 correlates to 4. So this does have a unique solution. Then this has to be 8. 8, 6, 7. And that's a 9. It has to be. But I'm not sure that that's fair logic in this case, so I'm just going to put that as a green. Because I know that is true. That has to be true. So if it wasn't, then we'd have multiple solutions. Right? I think so. I think that logic holds. That if we rotated and we just flip all the numbers accordingly, then it would be a valid solution. Therefore, it is the solution. But it feels wrong. This cell sees a lot of cells. That's red or 5. Those are the same value. Okay, I want to explore a quick idea. If that's a 9... Actually... Yeah. Let's say this is a 3. Do we have this be 8, 9? Which makes that a 6, 7. I'm correct by that. If that's a 3, this has to be 8, 9. This has to be 6, 7. There's no world where a 7 goes in either of those digits. Because either 8, 9, up across both of those, or that's a 6 and a 7. Because the 3 has to go in one of them. That's interesting. So if this is a 7, then that's a 7, and then that's a 1, then that's a 6. And then this is be an 8, 9 pair, and then this is the same value as that. And this could be a 7, or an 8, 9. Could be whatever this is not. This could even be a 6. Damn it. That's not a helpful line of logic, unfortunately. I thought it'd be doing a bit more. I mean, we know at least this cell isn't a 7. It'd be a 6, 8, 9 if it was green. I mean, it would be if it's green, it's this cell. This cell somewhere over here. Oh, we also know this that this is 7, 8, 9 because it's on one of these. By the same logic as before. These are 1, 2, 3. This has to be so if one of these has to be a 2, by this logic, because these are where all the values have to go. One of these has to be a 2. A 4 can't go anywhere there. These have to be all different 4 numbers. This has to be a 2, 4. The number that's missing here is a 3. Makes that a 1. That's a 3. Neither of those are 7s. That makes that a 7. That makes that a 2. That makes that a 4. That makes that a 9. That makes that an 8. That fits. It also fits with the logic I had here, which is funny enough, but... Which means... Oh, sorry. That can't be an 8. That can't be 8. That's a 7-9 pair. No 9s for you. 6-8 pair. No 8s for you. Now, obviously, we don't think that there's a 6 more of those, because we now have the pair built. This then has to be a 6. This is a 7-9 pair. Neither of these can be 6-8, so we do have to have 6-8 down here. And a 6-8 up here. So that value needs to go up there, and that value needs to go down there. There has to be a 7-9 up there. So these are the same cell, which I find kind of amusing, actually. Which means they're the same cell as this. Which can't be a 9, which means that's a 7. Because this can't be this 7-9, and we know those two are the same. Because these two are different. As we showed before, those match, yeah. Excuse me. So, given that these are different than this one, this has the same is the same value. Sees that by Knight's move. So that has to be a 7, which means that has to be a 9, which means this has to be a 1. That's the 3. That's the 8. That's the 6. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a green or a 5. Yeah, let's go to mark it with an O. Just know that there's a chance that that's not the right value. 1, 2, 3. There needs to be a 4 up here. Where's 9? There has to be a 9 up there. That's a 4-9 pair. Which makes that a 2-5 pair. 5, 8, 1, 6. Cool. That does mean that neither of these can be a 1-6. And neither of these can be a 5-8, which is pretty funny. So this has to be an 8-9. Oh, excuse me. That has to be an 8-9. This can't be a 3, so it could be 1, 2, 4. This could be a 4-9, so, you know, whatever. This can't be a 7. me exactly right. 9173917648273998. Yep, I'm exactly correct with this build. Because it was rotationally symmetric, it has to be around some axis rotationally symmetric. In this case, it's on the whisper method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this has to be green. Can't be an 8. Can't be a 9. So it's a 7, 6. That's... Well, this sees 1, 2, 1. So this could be a 3 still. This... Guessing by exactly mirror logic, this is going to be a 3, 4. It sees... Yeah, it sees 7, 6, 9, 8. Can't be a 1. Can't be a 2. It's a 3, 4. Cool. Look at this. Lovely logic bursting through. For the rest of the puzzle, I'm just going to focus on one side of this puzzle, all the way down here. And then when I'm done, I'll just fill it symmetrically. Because this top part of the puzzle does not make a difference anymore. Right, I'm just going to do that so I don't have to even look at the digits and just not even think about it. This can't be a 4. 4, 9. Got a lot of 9s in here. One of those is a 9. One of those is a 9. What else do we have here? We've got 7s. Nope. 3s, maybe. 3s, 3s. Anything interesting? Not that I can see. Got a couple different spaces for 3s. This could be a 7 or a 6. Oh, they're 7 still. I don't know. Sorry, that's red. That's gonna look a little bit off for a second. 6, 7, 8. If that's a 9, then this has to be a red or a 5. Ah! None of those are 5s. The only 5s we can have in those cells have to be there because of the fist and muffel ring. Can't be there, can't be there, can't be there, can't be there. Cool. But we have to have a 5 in each of those areas. Which means this and this, we already know, can't have 5s in them. Which is pretty funny to confirm a second time in a different way. But doesn't help us even one iota. I thought it was going to be a little bit more helpful than it ended up being. If this is a 5, then none of this can be. Well, we already know that this can't be. Ah, wait a second. Yeah. So 5 can't be there. Those are the only... Oh no, and or here. Damn it. One of those would have to be a 5. Yeah, that's gonna work. Fuck. Where's the next step, Oni-chan? 9 has to go somewhere here. Four... 4 nor 9 can go into either of those cells, which also means that 4 can't go there. So 4 has to be in one of those cells. This precludes that. So if this is a 4, that's a 4. Because of Fistmilfell Ring, there's no other 4s around this circle here. This can't be that, excludes that, and that. Then nothing else here is a 4 except for exactly this. If that's a 4, that must be a 4. And by the logic I showed before, that has to be a 4. Where does 4 go in this box? Can't go anywhere there. Can't go here by Knight's move. Okay. This can't be a 4. That can't be a 4. That can't be a 4. And because of this, that can't be a 4. That can't be a 4 either. Which means that's a 3. Or no, that doesn't have to necessarily be a 3. Because we could put a 4 in one of the other boxes, just it can't go there. It's a little annoying, honestly. I thought we were going to get something a little bit more concrete than that. But, hey, a 4 out of the Whispers here is absolutely something. That's a start. Absolute start. Do we get anything out of this, though? Not really. Besides the opposite logic. That, that there has to be 6s here. That's all that I see. Yeah. Because until we get rid of those, probably putting a 6 somewhere up here, which would be nice. Is that going to be done? Then we could say, well, if those aren't there, then there has to be a 6 here, which means that's 7. But we can't do that quite yet. These are the 6s. If this was a 6, then this would be a 6. So this, one of these. None of these could be 6s. So the only thing would be this, which means it would have to be that. Which means one of these would be a 6. One of these would be 6. One of those would be a 6. Balls. This all does actually work out. Well, that can't be a 6. That would be a 6. So we go like this. Wait a second. Okay. If this is a 6, this, this, this. Wait, what was the logic that I just had before? Why did it have to be up there? Why was it forced into that? It isn't forced into that, is it? Damn it, I excluded all of this for some reason when I shouldn't have. Well, we already know that one of those has to be a 7. If this is a 7, then one of those is a 7. Now this is sounder logic. Yeah, if this is a 7, then those are the 7s that we bounce around to. Which feels like it actually does work out. I don't see any contradictions anywhere. Which is very annoying, honestly. Oh, also, this is an 8. I should have seen that a while ago, but oh well. If that's a 1, then one of these is a 2. Ah. That had to be a 2. Means one of those would have to be a 2. Okay. Now we're piecing something interesting together. So let's write that as blue for now. Unless we're assuming if that's a 2, then the 2 has to appear in the blues. If if that's a 1, the 2 has to appear in the blues. If it's a 1, then also by that logic, a 1 has to appear somewhere there. Yeah, there's too many options. Too many options. What am I missing? That's a 4-5-6 pair, isn't it? A 4-5-6 triple. This is 1, 2, 3. Not 4, not 5, not 6. 7, 8, 9. What does this see? 2, 3, 4. So it could be a 1 or a 5. No, 8. But that's the... Oh, 8 and 9. 6, 7. That's interesting. They see a lot less than they see a lot more than I saw at first glance here. That sees a 4 and a 2 and a 3, so it could be a 1. Can't be a 5, 6, 7. Or it could be a 7. That's all it could be, a 1 or a 7. 6, 8, 9. 4, 2, 3, and a 5. That has to be a 1, 7. Interesting. This can't be a 6, so yeah, this has to be a 1, 4, or 5. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be 5. C's a 4 and a 2. 1, 1, 3, 5. Where does 4 go in this row? Didn't think I had a naked single hiding somewhere. Ah, now given that, where does 3 go in this row? Can't be here. Because, oh, we already have a 3. 1, 5, 6, 7. 8 sees both of those. 8 sees this and this. That has to be an 8. That means that's a 5. That's the 8. That's the 9. That's the 4. Sorry, whoops, like this. And with that, numbers are dwindling already. Oh, that can't be a 4 either because I've got 4s in this column. Did that by a knight's move. That's a 4. And that can't be a 4 either, so that's a 4. That's a 4. Can't be that because of knight's move. That's a 4. One of those is a 9. Means 9 can't go here, 9 can't go there, or there, or there, so that's a 9. ones. I know how this logic is going to continue playing out, but I'm just going to keep doing it air quotes correctly until something gets, something comes my way that breaks the whole puzzle open a tad more. Yeah, if I do the same thing up here, the other way around, where does 6 go? That's got to be a 6, so that's a 1. That's a 6. I'm using the clues from the mirror imaging, which should get me the rest of the way. I should be able to finish this puzzle before the hour's up. I hope. My fingers crossed. By the same logic, this sees all those, this sees that. Which means that's a 2. It's a red. It's green. It's red. Cool. Okay. That can't be a 6, nor can this. This excludes from all that excludes from there, that's a 6. Whoops, like this. One of those has to be a 6. This 6 actually excludes quite a bit. And that can't be a 6, so that has to be a 6. Oh, that's wrong. No. If this was a 5, then that would be the case there. So this is a 5, 7, 8. 5 or 7. That's just 5, 7. If it's 7, then we're kind of bored. But if it's a 5, then that's a 5 too, and we get some spicy placements with the corners being 5s. What happens if that's a 5? Then all of these are excluded from being a 5. And that's already excluded from being a 5 for a different reason. Because that unfortunately can't be a 5. So we've got to put a 6 somewhere up there. So can't go there because of this. One of those has to be a 6. Don't quite remember the method I used to get to that exact value. Oh, well, we have 6, 6. That's excluded by Knight's move. So that's a 6. That's a 9. Missing our 1 here. 6 excludes that, so that's a 6. Cool. Which means that has to be a 9, which means that has to be a 1. That's a 1. Come on, I'm so close to cracking it open. This is like an inch away from giving. That's a 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a second. This 2 sees that. This 2 sees that. 2 should be parallel to 8. But there's no 8 here, so 2 is parallel to 5. Sorry. 2 is parallel to 8 here. Yes, never mind. That's a 2. No issue with that. 5 and 6. That can be a 6. That's a 6. That's the 5. By that same logic, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is in one of those 2 spots. 5 can be any. Can only be one of those 2 spots. 6, 7, 8. I don't have enough to complete that. I must have missed something on another path here. There's gotta be an 8 somewhere up here. And there's an 8 somewhere down here, which means that's an 8. One of those guys is an 8. Let's see which one. 1, 2. That can't be a 4 or a 1. Uh-oh. It's a 3. Cool. I probably just meant to type that in at some point before. That can't be a 2, so that's a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 7. That's the 5 down here. One of those is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of those, so that has to be an 8. Come on, just give. This can't be a 6 or a 7. So it'll be a 1 or a 5. See, 1 or a 5? It of course doesn't. 1, 2, 3. One, 3, 5, 7. Five can't go there. It's gotta go there. So 1, 3 pair. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That has to be a 5. That's a 1. That's a 2. 2 is there. 1. Let's just remove that for now. 1, 2, 3s. There's gotta be a 3 somewhere there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 7, 9. 9's gotta go there. Which means 9 goes down there. That's a 7. 1, 2, 3, 5 there. 3 or a 5. We don't have a 3 or a 5 anywhere, do we? 5 is there, so that's a 3. That's a 5. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is down here. 6, 7. 1, 3. Sub-hour. Let's fucking go. Whew. That was a pretty neat puzzle, I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun doing it. Oh, intense. Very intense puzzle. Holy cow. That's a really interesting gimmick. I mean, I could have done that puzzle in like half the time if I actually abused the fact that I realized that diagonally, like rotationally opposite values have to add up to 10. All of these do. And once I realized that, I could have just immediately placed the 5 in the middle, knowing that has to be the case. There's a lot, like, this puzzle could have been solved, like, once you got past the initial break-in of realizing, like, that was weird, and that these values are kind of weird, then everything could have just clicked right into place, saying, oh, well, these have to be rotationally opposite, or rotationally identical, either way. And they clearly can't be rotationally identical, because you've got those values in place, so it had to be rotationally opposite. And then from there, you could build a lot of interesting logic pretty obviously. You would have been able to immediately suss out those cubes. You would have known that this has to match with those. and then you could have filled in those guys right afterwards. You probably could complete this puzzle in like maybe 15 minutes if you got that initial premise and decided to abuse the fuck out of it. That's a really interesting puzzle. I enjoyed it. You guys enjoyed it too, so I'll see you guys next time.